Hey there, are you ready to test your intelligence? Today, we've compiled 7 of the most mind-bending riddles that only the smartest 5% of people can solve. These riddles will challenge your logic, creativity, and knowledge, and only those with a high IQ and a passion for problem-solving will be able to crack them. So if you think you've got what it takes to beat these brain teasers, then go ahead and give them a try. But don't say we didn't warn you. Some of these riddles are really tough. Are you up for the challenge? Let's begin. Riddle no. 1. The Island Conundrum. You find yourself on an island with 2 gates. One gate leads to freedom, while the other leads to a hungry lion. In front of the gate there is a 90-meter-long corridor. The catch is that when you walk into the corridor, the gate behind you immediately closes. You have a ball that weighs exactly 68 kilograms. How can you use the ball to determine which gate leads to freedom without getting eaten by the lion? Here's the riddle. A man is trapped in a room with 2 doors. One door leads to a hungry lion, while the other leads to freedom. In front of each door is a 90-meter-long corridor. The man has a ball that weighs exactly 68 kilograms. How can he use the ball to determine which door leads to freedom without getting eaten by the lion? Before we reveal the answer, here's a quick reminder to like this video. If you enjoy such brain teasers, let's continue. Riddle no. 2. The Snail and the Rectangle. Imagine a snail moving along a rectangular path. It starts at one corner, and after 10 minutes it reaches the opposite corner. Now here's the twist. If the snail had started from the midpoint of the first side and moved in the same direction, it would have taken 15 minutes to reach the opposite corner. What's the ratio of the longer side to the shorter side of the rectangle? This is another one of those classic riddles that's been doing the rounds on social media lately. But it's not as easy as it seems. So take your time and see if you can figure out the answer before we reveal it. Riddle no. 3. The 3 Gods. In a distant land, there were 3 gods. They were all very powerful, but they had one major difference. The first god always told the truth. The second god always lied. The third god alternated between telling the truth and lying, changing every 10 years. One day, a visitor went to see these gods. He asked the first god, "Which one of you is the supreme god?" The first god pointed to the second god and said, "He is the supreme god." The visitor then went to the second god and asked him the same question. The second god replied, "I am not the supreme god, but the third god is." The visitor was confused, so he decided to ask the third god. What did the third god say, and who is the supreme god? Let us know in the comments below. If you're still going strong and haven't gotten any of the riddles wrong so far, then you might just be in that top 5%. Let's move on to the next one. Riddle no. 4. The 2 Friends. A man and his friend were driving through the countryside when they suddenly realized that they were being followed by a mysterious car. To shake off the tail, they decided to make a U-turn and head back to their starting point. But they soon realized that the other car made the same U-turn and was still following them. At this point, both friends were pretty scared and decided to drive even slower in an attempt to lose the mystery vehicle. But again, the other car matched their every move, driving at the same speed and keeping a safe distance. Finally, the man and his friend decided to pull over and wait for the other car to pass. When it did, they looked inside and saw to their surprise that it was full of wedding guests. Can you explain how this is possible? Leave your answer in the comments below. Riddle no. 5. The Counterfeit Coin. You have a bag of 12 coins. One of them is counterfeit and weighs slightly less than the others. You have a balanced scale, but only get one chance to weigh the coins. How do you find the counterfeit coin? This riddle requires a bit of lateral thinking, but it's definitely possible to figure out a solution with a bit of trial and error. So if you're stumped, don't give up just yet. Take a moment to think it through. Remember, you've already solved 3 riddles, so you're clearly capable of some serious brain power. Just keep calm and focus on the problem. Who knows? Yeah, you might just surprise yourself. If you've managed to solve this riddle, then you're truly in the top 5%. Let's move on to the next one. Riddle no. 6. The Bridge and the Torch. 4 people need to cross a bridge. They have a torch with them, but it's too dark to see anything. The bridge is quite narrow, so no more than 2 people can cross at the same time. Person A takes 1 minute to cross, B takes 2 minutes, C takes 3 minutes, and D takes 4 minutes. When they reach the other side, the torch must be passed on to the next person who wants to return. How can all 4 people cross the bridge in the shortest amount of time? This is another one of those riddles that's easier said than done. There's definitely a logical solution that involves careful planning and coordination. But it's not exactly obvious at first glance. So if you haven't figured it out yet, don't worry. Just take your time and think it through. Remember, you've already shown that you're capable of some serious brain power. Don't give up now. Let's move on to the final riddle. Riddle No. 7. The matching socks problem. You have a drawer with a bunch of socks in it. The catch is that all the socks are either red or blue, and you couldn't tell what color they are unless you pull one out and look at it. You want to take out the maximum number of socks so that you end up with the most number of matches possible. What's the largest number of matches you can guarantee? And what strategy should you follow to achieve it? This riddle is a fun way to test your understanding of probability and statistics. It might not be as straightforward as some of the other riddles on this list, but it's definitely possible to figure out a solution with a bit of thought and experimentation. So if you're still up for the challenge, go ahead and give it a try. And here are the answers to all 7 riddles. Feel free to pause the video and check your answers. If you got all of them right, then congratulations. You're officially part of the top 5%. Give yourself a pat on the back and enjoy the satisfaction of knowing that you re-smarter than the average person. Just kidding. Maybe it's not a good idea to brag about being smarter than average. Anyways, whether you got all of them right or you're still working on it, we appreciate your effort and love for brain teasers. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. How many did you get right? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.